Steam Next Fest 2022, the year of fear, successes, and apparently first-person shooter roguelikes. This year has given us so many amazing games to play and enjoy, there's just not enough time to go through them all. So, I've made a list of my top 5 first-person shooter games that you better be checking out from this year's Steam Next Fest. Just remember that a lot of the links to these games are in the description of this video, go and check them out. Don't forget to wait around until the end for some honorable mentions. Now, let's dive right in with number 5. Ah yes, The Foot. Created by Free Lives, Anger Foot was an unexpected drop by Devolver Digital, mixing first-person shooting with hard techno music and extremely sweaty gameplay, pretty much like Hotline Miami, but first-person. Why wasn't this done before? I don't know. I'm not from Devolver, but Angry Foot is fast. Angry Foot. I want to keep saying Angry Foot. Anger Foot is fast. Everything from its music, movement, and gameplay loop, live, shoot, die, repeat, is quite addictive, and I can see how someone can put hours into this game getting their speedruns just perfect. Throw in some weird techno beat crocodiles and punks, and you're in for a fun time. Give this one a try and let me know what you think. Expect this one to make a big splash in its full release in 2023. Number 4, Fashion Police Squad. Easily one of my favorites this season, Fashion Police Squad by Mobful Games and No More Robots gives us new meaning to outrageous fashion taste, something I don't have. Your job as a member of the Fashion Police Squad, aka the FPS, is to defeat fashion crimes and bring justice, fabulous justice, to these fashion streets. Fashion crimes have spread rife amongst the citizenry. Brighten their grey-suited day with a paintball gun, or tighten their overly sized Cal Weaver suit with a machine gun / tailor gun, or bitch slap some sense into these poor cubicle chads with your right hand slap. Fashion Police Squad is absent any kind of blood or guts that you used to on this channel, but replaces it with some dazzling colours, subtle jokes, and is a welcome relief from the over-the-top hurt machine of the Doom clones. Give this one a look, relax, have some laughs at all the tropes. It's a real good time. Where the fuck did this game come from? Deadlink, created by Grubby Entertainment and Supercom, is a cyberpunk first-person arena shooter roguelike. Whew, these things are getting complicated. You link up into a virtual world where you take on who I think are criminals. There's not too much story just right now. In multiple detailed arenas that remind me a little bit of some Asian-inspired futuristic landscapes, like Neo-Tokyo, but not really. Then, big surprise, your combat loop reminds me of a shotgun blasting, rocket launching Doom Eternal gameplay, with quick switching and customizing weapons to boot. Blast your way through enemies while also swinging and stunning them in one hell of a new kind of fun zone. Pretty epic if you can get everything right in one combo. Honestly, I did it once, it was a lot of fun. At the end of every arena you've just torn through, you get the chance to upgrade your weapons through various cybernetic upgrades that trigger in different points in your next arena battle. You get to choose where these cybernetic upgrades take place. Maybe at quick switching, maybe at a swing. This game reminds me a lot of Hades if you played that game in its roguelike elements, though just in a box of a first-person shooter. You get to choose where your upgrades happen and you get to choose how they affect your gameplay. This adds a lot of replayability in my opinion, and it's kind of addictive. This kind of customization and roguelikeness, I guess is a word, gives you a lot of replayability and lets you re-roll runs to try and get better combinations for each run. This was definitely a top contender for first place on this list, but I think they need a little bit more polish to make this a full-fledged winner. Don't sleep on this one, keep your eyes on it, it's gonna be great.
I'll take point, man. No need to fear.
At this stage, you'd have to walk 1,000 miles to meet someone who hasn't heard of Solaco. Solaco, created by Altered Orbit Studios, is the darling of the indie first-person shooter community and the next generation of GZ Doom first-person shooters, with strong fear inspirations, and the demo just dropped at this year's Steam Next Fest. Mixing some of the best elements from Doom, Fear, and others, you're in for a fast, action-packed, luminously detailed game, injected with some of the most engaging environments and encounters I've experienced through this list. Everything sounds good, from the shotgun to the machine gun to the soundtrack. The soundtrack is just lovely and it fits so well. It doesn't sound generic, which is a welcome relief for a change. You're Dawn, a security operative, coming out of a sick day apparently, ready to take care of business in the Solaco and get rid of I think anti-insurgents. I'm not really 100% sure. They're the bad guys, and they kind of look like the guys from Fear, and they sound like it too. They make for some good bad guys. That's what I'm trying to say. I cannot recommend Solaco enough, and one day I hope to review it in its entirety. But until then, Godspeed to the developers, bring it home, and best of luck. Before we get to number 1, I have some honorable mentions. This actually should have been like a top 10 list, but hey, just go with me on this. A game I've been watching for a while, Exophobia, created by Zack Attack, has been long time coming. Similar to Extremium in its pixel aesthetic, it's a solid alien first-person shooter that gives you some good gameplay that isn't too complicated. It's pretty fun. Go and check this one out for the aesthetic alone and the entertainment value. Oh, I so hope this one came a little further than it did. Perish, created by Item 42 and Handy Games, looks stunning. A surprising roguelike first-person shooter with similar systems to Hades, but with a golden godlike aesthetic. I really enjoyed my brief time with Perish, and I recommend it for anyone looking for a unique look at the FPS experience. Have a look at this one, and I cannot wait for its full release. This is something special to look out for. Well, of course, we had to have the Doom game with a rear view mirror. Hellscream, created by UK Resistance, is one hell of a gear shift from the norm. You're a demon slayer, I think, warping through some arenas to rip and tear, but you have the ability to use, well, I know it's not technically called a Hellscream, but you should totally call it a Hellscream, but it's a rear view mirror, giving you the ability to bounce forward between shooting forward and backwards, giving you these special abilities. You cannot see everything in the map without looking through your rear view mirror at the same time. It's pretty interesting. Think Doom with machines with a rear view mirror. This is a lot of fun. Check this out. I almost didn't play Wretched, but created by Beneath Software, it is very similar, or at least spiritually, to the Doom 3 aesthetic of horror first-person shooter. Filled with cosmic horror and cult-like zombies, Wretched has a lot of potential, and I recommend any Doom 3 fan try it out. This one is going to be something good, if they can get the action and the horror balanced out right. I didn't feel it right then, but I can see it could be there. Oh damn, and you know what? This last one here, this is going to get its own video, but I had to throw it in because if I didn't, I know I would kick myself later. Metal Hellsinger, created by The Outsiders and Funcom, is probably one of the best games that I have played during Steam Next Fest, and it's one of my favorites. Mixing heavy metal music and rhythm-based first-person shooter gameplay with pretty awesome looking aesthetic, Metal Hellsinger is a big yes to any Doom fan, especially me. Check this one out. It's like Soul Reaver got the demon treatment, and it just works. Number 1. Trepang 2. I played Trepang 2 about a year ago, when the prologue we had was all that we could go on, and it reminded me so much of the original Fear game. The soldiers chatting, to the slow motion, to the action, the slow pace, only to excite and get crazy all at the same time. It's epic. Trepang 2, created by Trepang Studios and Team 17, has since come back with a new mission in their demo and has added far more polish to the overall gameplay experience. Their atmosphere has been leveled up to something far more realistic in the lighting and destructible environments, but also in the pacing, while also fixing all of their gameplay issues that I had in the first time around. For example, respawning enemies continuously forever. Then they also added dual wield because, 2 shotguns is just fucking insane. This game looks great. Everything from the gore, the action, the slow motion, the gunplay, and the expanded pace of the story, which is a big surprise. I didn't expect them to go hard in the story yet, but that makes Trepang 2 my top taker for this spot in this list. Trepang 2 is a game that speaks back to the generation of gamers that enjoyed the original Fear game or the original Call of Duty Black Ops, and you could call this a spiritual successor to those games. For its polished gameplay, dark and broody atmosphere, detailed environments, and you better believe that I'm going to be back to play its full game when it launches. P.S. I really think Trepang 2 would make a very good multiplayer. Great! You made it to the end of my list. What did you think? Let me know in the comments. There's so many great games out there at the moment, not just in FPS, but all over the place. So, as a member of this community, it makes me really excited to see this space grow year on year, and I personally, wholeheartedly, wish every developer the best of luck to finish their projects. If you think I've missed anything, like I said, let me know in the comments. This video was really fun to make. It took me a little longer than I expected. Kirk got out before me. Rock on, Kirk. Thanks for watching. A shout out to Blogsy Malone, Ruby Ranger, Melancholy Geek, my Hell Knight patrons. If you'd like to help me grow and support my channel and get your name shouted out, please support me on Patreon. Or, if you want to hang out sometime and lecture me on why the best game in Steam Next Fest is actually Starship Troopers, there's a link for my Discord in the description. check out the secret link, and until next time, please take care, rip and tear. Cheers.